What's up, guys? I'm Thomas, and on this channel I want to talk about stuff to get more perspectives in life and to just get the truth, to understand what the universe is. And if this resonates with you, then just follow me on this journey. So let's go. In this video we're gonna talk about change and how you can change your life, how you can manifest other perspectives and stuff, and not really spiritual. I really want to get into the straight stuff, what you can really do and what helped me on my own journey. So yeah, in general, what is change? I think it changes in general when you think about it, just a different mood. You have another perspective, another feelings, you have a difference. And yeah, if you want to change something, then you have to obviously change yourself or have to change your circumstances. So for example, when we get straight to the point, okay, let me talk about a story. In my life, for example, I have been kind of bored 3 years ago, for example, and was okay, but I was not really happy about it, and I felt kind of stuck. And it's at the moment definitely also something like this, because when I'm always at one spot for like 3 or 4 months, then I feel stuck and feel like I'm not really growing, nothing is changing, and maybe objective something is changing. For example, I make more money, I'm changing, I have progress in the gym and things like this. But when I think about myself and about my feelings, then it feels like one chapter, and then I want to change something. And yeah, the first point that helped me to really change and feel changed is traveling. I went to South Africa, for example, last year for 2 months, and it was definitely a completely different chapter. I went out of my comfort zone and I went out of my normal environment of my friend group. And yeah, I went to South Africa with a few friends, so it was not like I was completely alone, but I was definitely on myself. My habits changed, and yeah, I think that's a little inspiration for you, because if you want to change something and if you feel stuck, then just change your environment. That's the first point, change your environment, because I think changing your environment helps to just see something else. You have a different reality, because for me is feeling stuck something like one chapter that's not ending. Because when I think about my life, and I think it's the same with you, when you think about your life, mostly life is always about chapters. And try to reflect like the last year, and for me it was like that every month or every 8 weeks was a different chapter, because something else happened. I think it's also something because the seasons are changing, the climate is different, especially in Germany. You have winter, you have snow, and then summer you can go outside, it's hot. And I think that's pretty crazy, because these chapters are something like one path you're going on. And for me, in my memory, one chapter is always something of this chemical mix in my brain of hormones and of feelings I had in this chapter that has manifested for me, and then this is changing. And I think this mixture, this special mixture of your chapter right now, is something that gives you the feeling of your environment, of your reality right now. I think, I have no idea if this is scientific or something, it's just my perspective, and maybe it's a nice way to just go into these things and then get real change in life. And I think this feeling of the chemical reactions in your brain and the feelings are definitely this one chapter you're in right now. And I think if this is not changing, then you feel stuck. Maybe that's it. That's my definition for it. And yeah, when you change your environment, as I told you, then at the first point you change the things you see. I think it's also pretty good for your brain to just get into different things, see different stuff, because if you go to a place where you never been before, then you also feel like you're a different person and your reality changes. And I think this is the main point about it. And to break it down to one sentences, if you want to feel change your environment, change your friend group or your people around you, change your clothing, change your habits, and that's it. Or change your job. That's also a thing. Because I think habits, for example, is definitely also part of it. When you have the same habits, for example, binge watching TikTok or scrolling on YouTube, and yeah, it could also something be not just social media, for example, going every day to fast food restaurants, not doing sports, and okay, that's it. For example, when you feel something like this and when you have habits like this, then you're also kind of stuck because you have always the same stuff and you feel like, okay, why am I doing this? Or maybe you like it and maybe don't really see that it's bad for you. So then it's also part that you have to change it. And then changing about habits and stuff is definitely also a different video, and I think it's pretty deep. For example, I read a book about it, and yeah, I think there are methods. In general, it's definitely about discipline and consistency, same in sports, same in all other chapters in life. But yeah, changing habits is definitely also nice. And I think it goes along with traveling, because when I'm traveling, for example, my habits also changing because I have a different gym, I have a different environment, so I cannot go out as usual. Yeah, and in general, my workflow is also different. I mean, I'm self-employed, so I work in general always when I want to, or when I'm feeling it, or when I have to. But yeah, it's definitely a change. And yeah, okay. Right now, if you think about it, maybe you're in this situation that you think like, oh, but I have this job and I have to be there every day, so I cannot move my location, and I need this job because I need the money. I think that's a part where you definitely can also change something. For example, change your friend group or something. Because if you have toxic people in your environment, then this is an influence you don't want to have. Because you definitely have heard of the sentence, you're the average of the 5 people around you. I think it's something like this. And maybe it's true. I think it's pretty true. Because I think when you always hear something, that life is bad or that this is happening and stuff, then you definitely get inspired by it. And you get inspired by it in a bad way. They think, okay, maybe this is real, maybe this is happening. But if you change this and if you, spend more time with other people, then you get into this different perspective and you feel like that life is better and that you just, can do whatever you want. And I think that's also a point. It's definitely about the perspective, and it's also about reality and about changing and feeling stuck. Because in general, I've experienced this so often that it can change. It will change. And yeah, if you feel stuck, then try to do something. It's the same, if you go through hell, don't stop because you want to move on and then you can get out. But if you sit there and if you're not moving, what should change? Like, for real, what should change? Nothing. Because you have to do it. It's your responsibility. These are the points I wanted to share. I think it's helpful. Maybe. Just let me know. Give me feedback down below. And then I have to or want to improve it, because I think we can grow together. And I also want to hear your perspectives on it, your experiences of change. And yeah, I think it's pretty nice to have some change. And for me, the chapters are always about a few months, and then I feel like, okay, it's almost the same. I want to change something, and then you can do something like a reset. You can just go away, you can take a drive or something else, and then you feel different. You can meet people far away. You can really just travel a little bit, and I think it's definitely connected with money a little bit. But I think, yeah, that's what helped me.